Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you've been paying attention to Black Ops 6 and Warzone this year, then you know the name Avalon. This is, funny enough, a map that we've known about basically since the very start of Black Ops 6. And the reason behind this is that several maps within Black Ops 6 multiplayer actually take place in Avalon, and very early on into the game's lifespan, it was discovered if you go into theater mode around some of these maps that take place in it, like Stakeout, for instance, you can actually go through and see the entire sort of half rendered in map, like the rough concept of the Avalon area. And obviously it's a big theme in the campaign and the storyline there. And so for a long time this year, we were under the assumption that Avalon was going to be a Warzone map coming up at some point during Black Ops 6. Quite frankly, I'll still stand by this. The game not launching with Avalon and instead launching with Verdansk when Warzone was first integrated was a miss. Like, we absolutely should have been playing on Avalon. Verdansk, for as good as a map as you might consider it to be, whether you like it or you don't like it, it basically being reset back to its original state for the first few seasons of Warzone killed a lot of hype with this integration outright. Avalon probably could have helped things a lot there. Anyways, I digress. We've known about this map for some time. We've seen this map in so many different places at this point. However, a while back it was reported that Avalon, for whatever reason, was no longer happening for Black Ops 6. We had Verdansk incoming and Avalon was on its way out. It was getting pushed back. This was actually reported by the Ghost of Hope way back in February of 2025, where Hope says, grain of salt, but Avalon may potentially be postponed from its original late 2025 release or completely canned for Warzone because of Verdansk's return. So basically, with Verdansk obviously being the main focus point for this year with Warzone, and them seemingly having only Verdansk as like the thing this year, is like, hey, we brought Verdansk back, all right, and we're good. Let's wait for Black Ops 7, everyone, because nothing else ends up getting updated or changed, it seems like. Avalon then becomes a thing of the future. We have to worry about it at a later date, which bummed a lot of people out. It's like, okay, if it's not happening now for Warzone this year with BO6 Warzone, it's going to be Verdansk, it's going to be Verdansk, and whatever else they do with Resurgence. Okay, Avalon's surely going to be the Black Ops 7 thing. But then things got even more strange. During the Black Ops 7 original reveal back at the Xbox Game Showcase a little while ago, they had a very brief snippet of Avalon gameplay at the very end of this trailer, and it shows players jumping into the Avalon play space in wingsuits. And so a lot of people look at this and is like, okay, wait, wingsuits were in Blackout, that's similar to Warzone. We know about Avalon because of the leaks, that seems like Warzone. Did they just confirm Avalon for Warzone and BO7? Like, did they just actually tease that in the trailer? And then the devs came out and explicitly said, hey, this is not anything but the campaign. This is the open world campaign, which you saw was a clip of the co-op open world experience of players dropping into Avalon. And Ghost of Hope then reports this, saying that Avalon shot was not Warzone. It is from the co-op campaign. This was just before the devs officially confirmed it. Like I leaked before, Avalon is canned for Battle Royale and is now being used for campaign and Outbreak unless things change and they found a way to rotate big maps for Warzone while supporting PS4 and Xbox One. So if you were wondering, okay, why don't we have Avalon in the game? Obviously Verdansk, they're not going to take away, presumably. Well, they can't do the big map rotation because of technological limits, apparently, because the game is still being made for PS4 and Xbox One. Now, that doesn't mean they're not working on this and trying to figure out a way to do so, but as it stands right now, based on what Hope was hearing at the time, that's why we couldn't have them both live at the same time, and Avalon in the same context here being pushed back not even to Warzone in Black Ops 7, but pushed back to campaign and Outbreak for zombies instead. But then things got even more interesting. Earlier this week, we got this post from Treyarch saying, I thought you were done working from the shadows. With the codenames finally cracked, Pantheon has collapsed. Woods and his team are coming home to finish the job. With one exception, the future of Avalon is unwritten. And we got a little trailer here, the season 4 outro / the season 5 context cinematic. And I'm gonna let this play out because the ending of this cinematic is really bizarre.
Yeah.
Woods.
Zev, we'll wheels up to Langley in an hour. Where the hell you at?
Kuzmin broke the code names.
And the Pantheon's scattering like cockroaches. We're going home. Full pardons. No more rogue shit.
You know I was never going with you.
But this is your chance to start over.
No. My chance is right here. Thanks to you, Avalon's factions are vulnerable. They could use someone to guide them into the future.
thought you were done working from the shadows.
I am. Take care of your people, Woods. I'll see you around.
So obviously, most of this is story-based, although for what it's worth, the story is basically just them saying, hey, the entire post-season storyline that we've been unfolding with us hunting down the codenames for Pantheon and breaking everyone out and everything. Yeah, it's all done. You guys missed it. It happened off screen. All right, there's the story. This basically is like the conclusion of the Black Ops 7 story, except it's in season 4, which is really odd timing. We still have season 5 and presumably season 6 that's going to have more story and cinematics like this, so who knows what's going to be going on there, why they chose to sort of end it here out of the blue. Also M249 it looks like right there, but the ending of this just seems so obvious and yet so strange, where they're doing this little fade out of this cutscene and then they cut to a brand new look at Avalon that we've yet to see in this fade here, where we now see a new POV of Avalon that obviously looks very different from that B-roll footage I was showing you guys flying through the map. It is not nearly as vibrant and bright. This is a much more glum and grayscaled almost version of Avalon. Maybe it's a little bit more war-torn or something's going on here, but this look seems really deliberate, right? Like this is a few second long still POV basically of Avalon right now at the end of season 4. Now, if this was the season 6 outro and this was 100% story and that's all it was, well then yeah, it would make a little bit more sense. Okay, Avalon's going to be a main theme in Black Ops 7, but them dropping it now got a lot of people speculating about the Avalon update. Could this actually be happening for Warzone? Are we going to get Avalon here with season 5 or season 5 reloaded? Could we have a new battle royale map incoming in a few weeks time? Let's slow down a little bit. Let me contextualize things for you. I'm sorry if I'm going to break your heart a little bit, but there are some important things to know that I see a lot of people talking about that they may not realize is the larger situation here. So for one, yes, this is a story-based teaser. This is exclusively the BO6 and the Warzone story, and not necessarily a full content update teaser. However, they do obviously show the new weapon in there, the M249 LMG it looked like. So there are connections to stuff we're going to be seeing in game. Modern Warzone tweets this out. Swaga's Avalon BR map confirmed here. So, I mean, that's the context that you get at that. You look at that and it's like, wait a second, season 4, why are they showing this? Well, for one, we have to remember what I just said. Map rotation is not something that they fully figured out unless they're working on it behind the scenes, and absolutely no one has spoken about it. And it is this hush hush thing. The map rotation concept can't really be fully applied to this version of Warzone on the tech that it's on currently. So unless they're removing Verdansk, which I don't see happening, that's probably not something that's going to be happening this soon. Also, though, you got to consider leaks, and everything, and I mean everything, leaks for Call of Duty, especially updates like this. We knew about Verdansk coming well in advance because of the game file leaks referencing it from multiple season updates beforehand. We would basically have the same situation where Avalon would have game files being updated with season 4 reloaded, etc., and we'd have a much better understanding of, hey, they're doing something with the maps here that's a little bit strange, right? So two things that I think are kind of red flags to raise when you're thinking about, okay, could Avalon be coming as a new update for Black Ops 6 Warzone? Modern Warzone ends up replying, says, would be dope, but I'm not getting my hopes up. Could just be for the season 5 post-launch carrying us into Black Ops 7 story missions on Avalon. He also quotes this saying, see a lot of people thinking this teaser means the Avalon map is coming to Warzone, but I caution you not to get hyped about that yet. This outro teaser is for the BO6 story, and we already know that missions take place in Avalon in Black Ops 7. Swaggun responds, I mean, have you ever seen COD hype up a map for story missions? We did just see it with Verdansk in Modern Warfare 3. Obviously, we didn't get Verdansk, though, until Black Ops 6. And this is where things get a little bit interesting, because now we're repeating history. Modern Warfare 3 teased Verdansk throughout the story a ton, and then, a year later, it becomes a Battle Royale map. Black Ops 6 teasing Avalon a ton through the story. A year later, we know it probably was originally planned as a Battle Royale map, now rumored to be campaign, outbreak. But if they can figure out some of that map tech, suddenly you may have a situation where Avalon could actually be a Battle Royale map, or perhaps they use cut down portions of it and actually use that as resurgence-based maps instead, like what we've seen before, where we have massive resurgence on Verdansk or LTMs like that, where it's just certain sectioned off areas of the map, and then you play with a smaller player count there. that also feels like it's going to be a possibility. I mean, the map is going to be in the game files. If you download all of Black Ops 7 and all of Warzone, you're going to have Verdansk downloaded, you're going to have Avalon downloaded for the campaign and Outbreak. Would make sense to utilize them where they could. And then for what it's worth, Hope does also say a little while back as well, I don't think Verdansk ever leaves Warzone again. They know it is something comfortable and familiar to players. They can easily jump in and know exactly what they're getting out of it. And obviously when Verdansk came back, it had a huge pull in terms of bringing players back to the game. That has since dropped off quite a bit because of the state of the game, the bugs, the issues, the lack of content that we've seen post Verdansk return, but it's definitely something that if they were to take it away, that would just be awful for Warzone. Even if the new maps are great, people know what Verdansk is. It's the same reason we've had Rebirth in rotation, not even rotation, we've had Rebirth forced basically for the last year plus or so, not really getting Vondel, Fortunes, keep these other options, right? But map rotation tech likely added with MW4, which is COD 2026, of course. So if we're gonna see Verdansk and a new BR map, or Verdansk and massive resurgence on another map of some kind or something like that, probably needs to have upgraded tech. And Black Ops 7 being so similar to Black Ops 6 from a technological standpoint might not be making those changes. It's certainly possible, but I wouldn't necessarily build expectations there because then you're just going to end up being let down. So long story short here, yes, there's Avalon in the game. It's being teased. There's a lot of hype for it and there's a lot of conversation around it, but it doesn't seem to be a near future thing. It seems like at the earliest to be a Black Ops 7 thing. And so this Avalon update for Warzone does seem to still be a large question mark, despite the fact that they are randomly teasing it very early before Black Ops 7 even becomes a full thing, right? But if you're looking for this map as a BR map, which I think could be pretty cool, it does seem Black Ops 7 is the most likely scenario, and even then, it's still a bit of a toss-up. So really got to just pay attention to the game files and what leaks in the coming, seasonal updates. Season 5 right around the corner, that's obviously going to have strong indications of what to expect there. If there's nothing getting updated for Avalon, or we don't see anything official about it, mentioned in any Warzone blog or anything, probably don't have to expect much for this year. But the door is still open for Black Ops 7 for sure. So we'll have to keep an eye on this, but I did want to, give a little PSA as far as the Avalon update goes for Warzone as it stands. I wouldn't get too excited about them potentially shadow dropping this. It would be cool, and it's not impossible, it's just improbable as it stands. But that said, if you guys enjoyed this video, a like rating would be seriously appreciated. If you're new to the channel, you want to make sure you're always up to date with everything going on in COD. No better place than right here, so feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.